If you're taking creatine or even thinking about starting it, then please stop and watch this video first because right now you do not know if it can stress your kidneys, make your hair thin and lead to hair loss, make your body dependent on it, or affect your sexual health in the long term. And you also do not know what happens when you finally decide to quit it someday. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything about creatine that most people never even think about. What creatine actually is, what it does inside the body, how it gives such fast performance enhancement, and whether it is really as safe as everyone says or if something is being ignored. Along with that, I have collected the most asked questions about creatine from all over the internet, and I'm going to answer all of them one by one. But before we get to all of that, we first need to understand one thing very clearly: what creatine actually is. Creatine is an essential compound your body already produces on its own in the liver, kidneys, and pancreas. But the amount your body makes is just too small for the kind of results we want in the gym. So researchers had an idea. What if we gave the body creatine directly in its raw form from the outside? So they synthesized the exact same molecule in a lab. And here's the interesting part. Your body can't tell the difference between the creatine made by your liver and the creatine coming from outside. But it does sense one thing, that creatine levels are higher than they should be. And as a response, it signals the liver and kidneys to produce less of it. Now I know the obvious question popping up in your head. If we keep taking creatine from outside, won't it shut down our natural production over time? The answer is yes, it does reduce it, but not in the way you think. I'll get back to this exact question a little later. For now, let's talk about why your body even makes creatine in the first place. The simplest and most accurate way to understand creatine's job, whether it's made inside your body or taken from outside, is to think of it as a rapid response energy battery for your cells. Your body's main energy currency is a molecule called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Every time your muscles contract, they break down ATP to release energy. But during explosive, high-intensity exercise, the demand for ATP becomes massive, and your body just can't keep up. And this is exactly where creatine steps in. Stored in your muscles as phosphocreatine, it acts like a reserve phosphate group, sitting there, ready to go. When ATP gets broken down, it turns into ADP, adenosine diphosphate, and becomes depleted. Phosphocreatine instantly donates its phosphate to that ADP, regenerating it back into ATP almost immediately. But things start to change when you take creatine directly, in its raw form, which is creatine monohydrate. By doing this, you're raising the amount of creatine in your bloodstream. That elevated concentration creates a gradient, pushing more creatine into your muscles. And over the course of a few days, depending on how much you're taking, your muscles reach their limit. We call this being supersaturated with creatine and phosphocreatine, which means your muscles now have a much bigger reserve of rapid energy than they ever naturally had. And that's why the results show up almost within days. Your peak power output in high-intensity workouts lasts longer. You don't feel as much fatigue in your next sets. Your muscles start looking bigger and fuller, and your recovery becomes noticeably faster. Anabolic environment. One of the main reasons creatine boosts performance so well is that it creates a powerful anabolic environment in your body, meaning you start building muscle much faster than before. Here's why. When you take creatine, it pulls water into your muscle cells, causing them to swell. And research shows that this cell swelling triggers specific signaling pathways inside the muscle, pathways that increase protein synthesis and reduce protein breakdown. These are the two key processes that decide whether muscle tissue is being built or lost. So creatine does both at the same time. It boosts your training capacity and tips the protein balance in your favor. And that's exactly why it's considered one of the most effective supplements for building lean muscle mass. All right, now let's get into the specific questions people keep Googling and worrying about. I want to give you complete peace of mind. Does creatine cause hair loss or thinning? This is probably the biggest fear people have before starting creatine. The moment they begin taking it, they start paying extra attention to every hair they see falling out, wondering, is creatine causing this? The good news is, there is no scientific evidence that creatine causes hair loss. The whole myth comes from a single study published in 2009 on rugby players. The researchers gave the players creatine and measured their hormone levels. They found that the players' DHT levels went up. Now, DHT is a byproduct of testosterone, and it's the main hormone linked to male pattern baldness. So the internet jumped to a huge assumption. Creatine raises DHT, therefore creatine causes hair loss. But here's the catch. They never actually measured hair loss itself. A much more robust 2025 study directly measured hair follicle length and hormone levels in men taking creatine for 12 weeks and found absolutely no effect on hair loss. So unless you're already genetically predisposed to male pattern baldness, your hair isn't going anywhere. Does it cause mood swings or make you aggressive? No. Aggression and violent behavior are commonly associated with anabolic steroids, which drastically alter the body's natural hormone levels, especially testosterone. Creatine is not a steroid, and it does not alter your hormones. So there is no scientific evidence linking creatine to aggression, irritability, or mood swings. Is it like a drug? Can you get addicted or dependent? A true addiction involves a compulsive need for a substance despite negative consequences, often accompanied by withdrawal symptoms. Creatine doesn't act on the brain's reward pathways the way substances like caffeine, nicotine, or opioids do. But then why do some people find it hard to stop taking it? Because most people don't realize that creatine makes them look slightly more muscular than they actually are. When you stop taking creatine, your body gradually releases some of the extra water stored inside your muscles. As a result, your muscles may look a little smaller and less full. But here's the important part. You haven't lost the muscle you built. You've only lost some of the water that was making those muscles appear fuller. And after getting used to that fuller look, many people simply choose to start taking creatine again. Does creatine affect your kidneys or liver? Even a little. For a healthy person, no. This is probably the most persistent myth about creatine, and it scares a lot of people. The confusion comes from a byproduct of creatine called creatinine, which is commonly used as a marker in blood tests to assess kidney function. When you take creatine, creatinine levels may rise slightly, but this is a completely normal and expected metabolic effect, not a sign of kidney damage. Will taking creatine suppress your body's natural creatine production? Many people think that if they start taking creatine, their body will somehow forget how to make its own. But that's not what happens. Yes, your natural creatine production decreases slightly while you're supplementing. However, once you stop, it quickly ramps back up to normal. For most people, natural production returns to normal within about 4 to 6 weeks. Can women take creatine? Absolutely. In fact, women may benefit even more from creatine than men. Women typically have 20% to 30% lower creatine stores, and their creatine levels naturally fluctuate throughout the menstrual cycle. Supplementing with creatine may help stabilize those levels, potentially improving performance and reducing fatigue throughout the month. So for active women, creatine is definitely worth considering. Does it affect testosterone or estrogen in the long run? No. Extensive research has consistently shown that creatine supplementation does not alter sex hormone levels in either men or women. Can teenagers take it? Generally, no. While short-term use in teenagers appears to be safe, most medical organizations, including the American Academy of Pediatrics, do not recommend creatine supplementation for anyone under 18. The reason is simple. More research is still needed. So if you're under 18, focus on your training, nutrition, and recovery. That alone can take you very far. What about older adults? Adults over 60 can absolutely benefit from creatine. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass and strength. Creatine, combined with the resistance training, can be a powerful tool to help slow that decline and maintain strength for longer. That's why it's often recommended for older adults. What physical changes will a man or woman notice in the first month of taking creatine? With consistent use, proper training, and good nutrition, both men and women can notice several changes within the first month. The first thing most people notice is a weight gain of about 1 to 4 pounds. This mainly comes from water being pulled into the muscles. As a result, your muscles look fuller, bigger, and more volumized. You'll also notice a real difference in strength. Weights that used to feel heavy may suddenly start feeling lighter, allowing you to perform a few extra reps or lift slightly heavier than before. Another change many people experience is less fatigue during intense workouts. Instead of feeling exhausted after a few hard sets, you'll often have a little more energy to keep pushing. Because of that, your overall training quality improves. You can train with more intensity, maintain your performance for longer, and recover better between sets. Many people also notice less muscle soreness after tough workouts, helping them get back to training sooner. And over the following weeks, these improvements start adding up. Better workouts, combined with faster recovery, create a better environment for building lean muscle over time. What's the right way to take creatine? It's actually very simple. The goal is to saturate your muscles with creatine, and there are 2 effective ways to do it. Method 1, the loading phase. This method is for faster results. Take 20 to 25 grams per day, split into 4 to 5 servings of about 5 grams each for 5 to 7 days. After that, switch to a single daily dose of 5 grams. Method 2, the gradual approach. Simply start with 3 to 5 grams per day from day 1. This method takes longer to fully saturate your muscles, usually around 3 to 4 weeks instead of about 1 week. Both methods work equally well. The loading phase simply gets you there faster. However, the faster method may cause mild bloating in some people. As for timing, it doesn't matter much. You can take creatine at any time of the day with or without food. Taking it with a meal or a post-workout shake may slightly improve digestion, but the difference is small. So that's everything you need to know about creatine. But if you think creatine alone is the secret to building muscle, the reality is very different. In fact, there's one simple change in your training that can have a much bigger impact on your muscle growth than creatine ever will. I made an entire video explaining exactly how it works. You can watch it by clicking the video on your screen. I'll see you there.